Hi, I'm the Gadget Guru Andy Parr, and as you can see, I have an absolutely gorgeous backdrop. That makes this the perfect setting to check out the camera settings on Yuneec Q500 4K. So stay tuned because that's coming up next, right here on Videos by Andy. Well, I've spent quite a bit of time getting to know the flight characteristics of Yuneec Q500 4K. I really haven't spent too much time with the camera settings, and that's what we're going to do today. Now, as you can see with this backdrop, I'm on a golf course in Palm Beach Gardens, Florida, but there's no golfers on here today. The reason is, just like other golf courses, there's certain times of the year that they do scheduled maintenance. And the management here allows me to fly my copters on the course at times when they're closed to the members. So it really works out to be a win-win for everybody. Okay, so let's get started. As you can see, the blades are off, everything's powered down. Now, while regular viewers of my channel have seen this procedure many times, I'm going to try to do an abbreviated version of what you need to do for startup. And it's really easy, so if you're a first timer, watch along. If not, well, bear with me. I'll try to make it as brief as possible. You go to the controller, you power it on. Remember, patience. This whole process only takes a few minutes, and doing it right means you're going to have a more steady, stable, and safe flight. You heard that beep, and that's the tone you're waiting for. That's the Android tone. Yes, this is powered by an Android operating system. Now, once that's turned on, make sure you have your gimbal guard off, and you turn on the copter by sliding the switch in the back. Let me find it here. Here it is. I should know where that is by now. Slide that switch, if you're standing behind it, to the left, and you wait. You're going to hear, and now try to lean in so you can hear some of the noises. What we're doing, there's a lighting pattern on the rear that I'm going to show you in a minute. And you're waiting for that pattern to get to either a solid color or a solid color with a slight flash. Now, while it's going through here, notice the gimbal's kind of moving up and down. And by the way, before I get to the color, let me tell you why it's doing this and why this is important. When you turn your copter on, if you've ever experienced an horizon issue, the odds are it's corrected by turning your copter off in sequence. You turn your copter off, then your controller, then turn your controller on and back on. Have this on as flat a surface as possible. You don't want to be around metal objects. You don't want to be about power lines. You don't want interference. As it goes through its startup procedure, it kind of balances the camera. Now, I've noticed when I've made a mistake and not had it and kind of been in a rush, sometimes my horizon will be off. If I do this, I'm pretty consistent that I'm going to end up with a level horizon. Now, we're hearing some beeps here. What I'm waiting for is a series of lights here. And right now, I have a solid purple. Here, I'm going to turn this around. I'm going to take the camera and I'm going to zoom in on it. So here I go. Hey, how's that? Now, we're zoomed here. I'm going to step out of the shot over here. I know you could barely see me on that shot. We're looking at the light here. You notice it's purple. You get a quick blink and it's purple. That is the best possible scenario. That means that you have excellent GPS lock and you can use all the features. You can use the follow me mode and watch me mode and in the smart mode. Now let's go in and flip it over to the smart mode. This is the angle mode light. Now we're in smart mode. Notice it's green, a quick flash, then green. Same scenario, you can now use all the features and you would use them by going on screen. Okay, let's go back to a wide shot. I'm back. Did you miss me? Okay, now just to go through this one more time. Now, if you happen to see this at a solid color, either solid purple if you're in angle mode, or solid green in smart mode, you're still okay. You have a good GPS lock, but you may not, and it's kind of conditional, you probably won't be able to use the follow me and watch me mode in your smart mode. Now, let's go in and get to the camera settings. Now, let me go in and show you one more thing. I kind of did this in another video. I was talking about on the Sunshade. I didn't like it was four-sided. There's hinges here. I just hope the camera will focus in on that. Let me try to get back here, might be a little bit better. This can easily remove. You turn this now into a three-sided sunshade, and then how that works, and this is just a simple thing, and I noticed on Yuneec's new ST24 that they'll be shipping with the new Tornado series, that they went on, and that one is a much larger controller. They did a three-sided controller on there. and they were kind of surprised to know that that one was designed first. They just didn't do it on here. I guess their vendor got a wake-up call on that one. What this does is allow you to shade the sun off of the screen. Here, I'll get out of the shot here. And then, but you can come in and touch the buttons. You don't have to go through a tunnel. That is a 5-minute mod. You can have a low skill level like me and pull that one off. I want to give Yuneec some free advice. You do with it what you want to. But there's a feature on here that I'd like to see because I've made this mistake a few times. In fact, this feature's on other copters. My DJI Phantom 2 Vision Plus had this, and I'm sure the copters have it too. But they had it that as soon as you power it on and turn the motors on, it would automatically go into record mode. Now, it would default to record video. And then that way, in case you were flying and you forgot to press the record button on the upper right of the controller, you didn't have to worry about it. I mean, let's face it, if you're worried about filling up, accidentally filling up an SD card, you can easily erase it. I'd rather have the footage and then be able to delete it than wish I had had it and go, oops, I just did some great flying and I forgot. Okay, that's my editorial. Let's get back to the different camera settings. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. And again, notice the blades are off. I'm going to go in and start the recording. Right now, we are on the auto mode. It's tilted all the way up. Let's just tilt it a third of the way down. Notice there's a slight delay. I just pressed it. Okay, there you go. No, that was me, user error. Let's go all the way down. The reason I'm doing is to see how the auto iris works. That's just looking straight down at the case. And let me just throw it all the way up, which will put it up about 90 degrees or so, maybe a tad bit more. And then it goes out. Now watch how the iris adjusts there. It's set for it to come in. Notice how the sky's getting bluer now. At least I can see all that right here in my display. So it's pretty good. Even though I'm not a huge fan of display, it's not too bad. Okay, now, I don't know if you'd call this a sunny day. It's kind of cloudy, and you notice the clouds coming in over there. So now what happens? I'm going to press cloudy in 3, 2, 1, now. Okay, let's let that roll for a minute. Let's see what the difference is on that. Tell me if you're noticing any differences there. I mean, it's from the display, it's hard to tell. Now, let's go in and click it over to sunny. Okay. It's on sunny. We're just going to let it lock in there for a moment. So I hope I edit this right so we get all the right settings in here together at the same time. Now the other settings are like fluorescent, incandescent, sunrise, and sunset. None of them really pertain here. So let's go on and go back to auto white balance, and you see where we are there. Okay, the next step we're going to do, we're going to fly. And we're going to fly in the different settings. We're on a par 3 here. We are, and let me look at the marker here. We're at 164 yards from this tee box right here, and that's at the front of the tee box, to this par 3, where the tips are right behind the camera, so we're at the front part of the black tee box. Now you'll notice on there, there's no pin on the grain. Now that, you know what the good news about that is? I don't have to worry about hitting it, because the pin's awful hard to see in the display. But it's down because, as I stated, they're doing maintenance. So, just stand by, I'll do this in fast forward. I'm going to put the props on. We're going to be ready to fly, so stay tuned. Fast forward. Okay, we're back. Now, by the way, if you're going out flying and you have a camera and a tripod, even if it's an iPhone or Android or whatever, but you can put it on a stable platform, not a bad idea to go on and let it roll. Remember, you can always throw the file away later. Of your whole startup procedure. First of all, it's a great reminder of what you're doing. Maybe you forgot to do a step or whatever. But if something goes wrong, you have documentation of what you did. And if you made a mistake, well, you own up to it. But if it wasn't your mistake, if it's the manufacturer's, that video would be really helpful to them. I'm sure that they'll be happy to take a look at it. Remember, we're dealing with a first-class company here. Okay, let's get ready to fly. Okay, if you're new to my videos, I talk you through it. You know, if you just want to wait for the video, hit the mute button. If not, what I'm going to do, I do things like, before I hit a button, I tell you when I'm going to hit, I count down. Then that way you can see in real time how long it takes to react. I'm going to start pressing and holding the start button in 3, 2, 1, now. Pressing and holding, Notice it takes, as advertised, 3 to 4 seconds. Now my copter's been sitting there waiting for a while. I got really good GPS lock. On the lower left-hand side, I have 14, and the upper right-hand side, I have 11. We have some clouds over us. We're really not expecting rain, but right now we are in auto white balance mode. We are in the pro settings at 3840 by 2160, and we're lifting off. Okay, we are in turtle mode. That's turtle mode all the way up. Now what I do, I'm in the mode here. Let me bring it down so you can see it here. Of once I get her in the air, I let her hover for a moment. I'll bring her back just a little bit closer to the camera. Here's the purpose. Once she's up in the air, just double check that rear lamp. Right there, we're good. You know, it's giving us that purple and with that blink. Okay, now, also gives you a good chance to kind of compose your shot. I know I'm going to want to tilt down just a little bit. What we're going to do is just a slow, fairly low run here. I do have some trees up above me here. See how we're doing here? And let's go tee to green. In fact, let's cue the music. Okay, that flight was at 10 feet. You know, it's a good way if you're doing a golf course inspection, or if you happen to get a job or whatever with a golf course. Sometimes for maintenance purposes, they want to see up close. Sometimes you might want to just point it down. So let's go and increase the altitude just a little bit. Remember, right now we're just checking the white balance, so we want to we get some more sky in here. So we get a mixture of the blue and the green. Okay, right about here. Let me go up just a little bit more. Bring it to the left a little bit. Okay, and I'm going to go and pull back the sticks in 3, 2, 1. Our altitude's at 25 feet now. Now, the one thing I have to say, comparing this dark gray and black copter to the white phantoms I've had in the past, when you have the trees in the background, it's hard to see, but as soon as you get it up in the skyline, or with the clouds or sky behind you, then it just pops right out at you. So there are pros and cons. So I guess the perfect mixture would be getting a copter that is both black and white. So then that way you could see it whether you have a dark background or a light background. Okay, so that's there. And that's in auto mode. That is in turtle mode at the auto white balance. Let's just do one more like that, just a tad bit higher. Again, frame your shot before you go, and I'm going to do it in rabbit mode. So if you haven't seen the difference, here it is. That's at auto white balance. And what we'll do here, let's go ahead and change this to cloudy day. I just now pressed the button for cloudy day. Let's give it a moment for the lens to do its thing. Let me slide this, frame this a little bit better. Let's go a little bit to the left of the green. Oops, that's a bit too much. Hold it back over here. I am in line of sight. The copter is only 450 feet away, a little bit over 100 yards or so. And let's go in and pull her back. Okay, again, we are in cloudy. We are in the cloudy camera mode and the Seago 3 Pro, and we are in rabbit mode. And I'll get here and stop there. Let's go in and do that run one more time, and then we'll do it facing us. Because in that way you can see how it is with the sun at different areas. The sun is kind of off to my side right now, but it is obscured by clouds. Okay, now we have that. I'm going to go and bring the altitude up a bit so I can clear the trees on my pass back. And once I get to the altitude I want, right now we're about 85, let's take it to 100 feet or so. Surely that will clear the trees. Okay, now let's frame down. Now here's another thing I learned, and I'm going to show you, this will be a good demo here. If you get a shot you like, you're shooting in the 3840 by 2160, you can pretty much do a screen grab and get a great still image on here. Okay, now let me show you something. See the horizon on here? Notice there's a little bend to it. That's because I'm tilted down. Notice when I tilt it straight forward, the horizon straightens out. So remember, when you're shooting this wide, if you can go to HD, you can always crop it down. But here, I'm going to go in and just do this for framing because we're looking at camera settings now. Let me go in and flip her around. You know, when I do my pans, I like to do them in turtle mode. That way, that's full stick turtle. And even though that's a little bit faster than what I would care to use, oops, passed myself here. And this would also be a good point. If I wanted to, I could just put this in smart mode and pull her back to me, but I'm not. I'm facing this way, I'm in angle mode. Let's go forward. Here, let me go in and tilt down just a little bit more so we can see where we are. Oops, no, I'm sorry, let's go back some so we can get this golf hole into the shot. Again, we're at 111 feet here. Now, we've been flying this whole time at 11.1 volts. Camera's been running for 13 minutes. So we're getting some pretty good camera time here. And let me tilt down a little bit more. A little bit more. I mean, I'm trying to keep the sky in, but I'm trying to get the grain. So we'll just go a little bit further away. And once we get to a good position, right now our distance is about 544 feet. Now I notice that my camera stays good till a little bit over 500 feet. Then I start having connection issues. Okay, I'm going to go forward now. I did lose Wi-Fi connection, but I'm in line of sight, so I'm really not worried about anything. Let's see how long it takes for the Wi-Fi to reconnect so I can get my image back. And as you see, she's flying the course. You can see me down here. Hello! And the Wi-Fi still has not completed connecting. I don't know if you can see this on here. I'll jump in front of the camera. It says RC completed, video Wi-Fi connecting. Again, this is something where Yuneec has room for improvement. Okay, I have it back. You know, I guess it takes a little bit longer when you're bringing it back in. Oh, I forgot, I'm still in turtle mode. I meant to do that one in rabbit mode so that I can still have a shot on archive. I'll go in and keep it there and complete this run. Hello, can you see us? I just waved to the camera. I don't know if you could see us there. I'm on the tee box. See me down here? Okay, I'm gonna let her just go for a little bit. You know, that's a nice smooth shot. Now that's another hole directly behind us. That's a par 4. That is one bear of a hole. You see that little stream there? You think that thing be hard hitting a golf ball? I have a few cases of golf balls in that stream. Okay, so again, we're in cloudy mode. While we're facing this way, let's go to sunny mode. Now it's a really, let me tilt the camera up. There we go. You see this? Now I'm just going to do this. This is not how I would compose an image. You know, I'm a rule of thirds guy. If you don't know what that is, Google it. If not, this video would go on way too long. Okay, let's go into sunny mode. I just clicked the sunny button here. It gets all the modes a thing, a moment to kick in. Okay, I'm in turtle mode. We'll do a pan here. This one I'll try to make it a little bit more scenic. Starting to get a couple sprinkles. I might have to bring her down in a moment. I have a golf cart right over here to the side. Hey, just enjoy the photography. Okay, I'm going to throw her now. Hey, can you see me down here? Considering it's 110 feet altitude, distance 143 feet, I'm going to try to crop and zoom here. You see me down here? I know that's going to be really grainy. This is what I look at 400%. That should be HD. Who knows if it is? Okay, here we go. Let's go to the green. 3, 2, 1. We are in sunny mode and rabbit mode. You know, one thing I have to say, these controls are pretty well laid out, and it makes a huge difference just taking off the bottom piece of that sunshade. Huge difference. It's kind of an easy use thing. Okay, we're there. Let me let her settle in. Let's hover for a minute. You know, I've kind of bragged about this thing in hover mode. We're just hovering. I'm not doing a darn thing here. Okay? Now, while we're in that mode, let's go to cloudy day, and let's see what that does. Now, while we're there, let's do a split screen. Same shot, sunny and cloudy. It's kind of like Uma and Oprah. But anyway, okay, we're now in cloudy mode. Let's bring her back. Just do one more run. Oops, I brought her down. Let's try to get her a little bit better frame here. Okay. Okay, that's it. Let's see what we're going to do here. Let's bring her over to me. Okay, hello, you see us? Now, here's my trick. When you're coming down, and that thing will come in frame in a moment, don't come straight down. Zigzag your way. There's a thing called vortex. And that means if you come straight down, the propellers could have a chance of getting in their own propeller wash. And that can be problematic. Now this is also a good chance here. When you're in smart mode here, you could do it and just pull it right back to you. Here, I'm going to pull it over here, because remember, you're doing everything backwards. Oops, get her settled in. And we'll go on and tell you what we'll do now. Hey, see my camera back here? That's me. That's it for today. You got a chance to just take some basic look at the camera settings on the Yuneec Q500 4K. Hey, check out our other videos. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Go to Videos by Andy if you want to see our other videos. Just go to facebook.com/Videos by Andy and like us. For videosbyandy.com, I'm the Gadget Guru Andy Paul, and I'll see you online and in the air.